What if I told you that one of the most brilliant minds of our time, Albert Einstein, didn't speak until he was 4 years old? Yes, you heard that right. The man who would go on to revolutionize our understanding of physics and the universe itself was quite the late bloomer when it came to language. Born in 1879 in Ulm in the Kingdom of Württemberg in the German Empire, Albert Einstein's early life was filled with more questions than answers. Young Albert's parents were understandably worried when their child didn't start speaking at the typical age. In fact, it was initially feared that he might have a mental disability. However, the moment Einstein finally decided to break his silence, he reportedly exclaimed, "The soup is too hot!" When asked why he hadn't spoken until then, he simply replied, "Because up to now everything was in order." Even in his early years, Einstein displayed a quirky sense of humor and keen observational skills, traits that would define his personality and approach to science in the years to come. But Einstein's uniqueness didn't stop there. His early education was a tumultuous journey marked by his rebellious nature against the rote learning education system. He found the traditional schooling methods stifling, devoid of creativity and imagination. Instead, he sought solace in the world of books, teaching himself advanced mathematics and physics while still a child. He was fascinated by the mysteries of the universe, a fascination that would fuel his groundbreaking work in theoretical physics. His early inclination towards mathematics and physics was evident. He had a mind that yearned for understanding the fundamental principles of the universe. And even though his academic journey was not conventional, it was this very unconventionality that allowed him to think outside the box, question established norms, and eventually develop the theory of relativity. So it seems our genius had quite an unconventional start, doesn't it? Did you know that Einstein, the man synonymous with genius, was once considered a failure by his teachers? Quite a shocker, isn't it? But indeed, the seeds of genius often sprout from the most unexpected soils. Our journey begins in the classrooms of the Polytechnic Institute in Zurich, where a young Albert Einstein, brimming with curiosity and rebellious spirit, often found himself at odds with the traditional education system. His professors deemed him a lazy student, his unconventional learning methods deemed disruptive. Yet beneath the surface of this perceived failure, a brilliant mind was quietly brewing. Having graduated without much acclaim, Einstein found himself working as a third-class patent examiner at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. Far from the grand halls of academia, it was in this humble office that Einstein would begin to reshape our understanding of the universe. In the year 1905, a series of papers emerged from this patent examiner's desk. These were not ordinary papers. They were revolutionary, challenging the very foundations of physics. This year would come to be known as Einstein's Annus Mirabilis, or Miracle Year. These papers introduced the world to the special theory of relativity and the iconic equation E = mc2, forever changing our understanding of space, time, and energy. Einstein's genius did not go unnoticed. His revolutionary ideas stirred the scientific community, and he began to rise from obscurity. From a patent examiner in Bern to a professor in Berlin, Einstein's journey was nothing short of miraculous. His contributions to science earned him the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1921. Einstein's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the beauty of a curious mind. His journey reminds us that genius often lies not in conforming to the status quo, but in challenging it, in daring to see the world in a different light. And so the once considered failure began his journey to become the genius of the century. Ever wondered how Einstein came up with his world-changing theory of relativity? Well, let's dive into that story. It all began with his special theory of relativity, which he introduced to the world in 1905. This theory fundamentally altered our understanding of space and time by proposing that they are not separate entities, but interwoven into a four-dimensional space-time continuum. However, Einstein didn't stop there. 10 years later, he presented his general theory of relativity, a monumental leap that changed the face of physics. This theory proposed that gravity is not a force, as Sir Isaac Newton suggested, but a curvature of space-time caused by mass and energy. This revolutionary idea challenged the conventional wisdom of the time and opened the doors to a new understanding of the universe. And of course, who could forget the most famous equation of all time, E = mc². This equation, which is part of the special theory of relativity, states that energy, E, is equal to mass m times the speed of light. c squared. It essentially means that mass and energy are interchangeable, a concept that has profound implications, even leading to the development of nuclear power and atomic weapons. It was this theory that catapulted Einstein from a mere physicist to a worldwide celebrity. What if I told you that Einstein, the world-renowned physicist, was also a passionate violinist? Yes, indeed, this genius who unraveled the mysteries of the universe also found solace in the soothing strains of Mozart and Bach. Music to him was not just a hobby but a refuge, a way to soothe his active mind and keep his spirits buoyant. Now let's move on to a rather peculiar offer that Einstein received. In 1952, he was offered the presidency of Israel. Imagine that. The man who gave us the theory of relativity could have been a political leader. However, he politely declined, stating that he lacked the natural aptitude and experience to deal with people and to exercise official functions. Here's another fun fact. Einstein's handwriting was notoriously messy. His scrawl was so bad that it's been said even he couldn't decipher his own notes at times. Now that's a paradox, isn't it? The man who simplified the complexities of the universe couldn't simplify his own handwriting. And finally, let's talk about socks, or rather Einstein's distaste for them. He found them unnecessary, claiming they often got holes and caused him more trouble than they were worth. So, proving yet again, Einstein was not just a genius in physics, but a man of many surprises.